Hello and welcome to another Fantastic Ideas video. In this video I'm going to show you how to solve the droopy tailgate. So what happens here is your gas struts kind of get old over time and they just can't hold the same pressure, or like me, you've put a bike rack on the back of your tailgate and it just makes it droop down because the original gas struts just can't take it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little gadget to fit in that space there, and that will hold up the tailgate and hopefully stop the drooping thing. So what I've got here is a piece of angle aluminium. As you can see here, it's like a U section. So the measurements are, it's 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters, and the thickness that I've gone for is 1.5 millimeters. I bought a meter length, but you only need about 50 centimeters. Each piece that you end up cutting is about 21.5 centimeters. It's easy to make with just regular hand tools, so I've just got a hacksaw, just need a pencil and a ruler. So first things first, let's just measure how long we're going to need these, and these are going to be 21.5 centimeters long. So I'm just going to measure that out on the aluminium and going to get cutting. I'm using a miter block here just so I can make the cut as square as I can. You can use just regular hacksaws. You can even use things like circular saw blades and hacksaws if you want with these. With aluminium, it's pretty much the same as using wood. Now, when you do this, one thing you've got to be super careful of is you don't want any rough edges. You got those chrome stanchions which go inside of the gas struts, and you don't want to mark them at all. Later on, you'll see what I do to kind of combat this as well. I'm rounding off all the edges. I'm making sure they're super smooth. I'm using quite a high grit sandpaper there, but I'm smoothing them down with a really fine grit. So there's like literally no burrs at all on these. So this is quite an important step, I think. So obviously I've got to make two of them, one for each side. So using the first one, I want to make sure I make them exactly the same length. I do check just to make sure they are exactly the same. So just quickly make the second one. As you can see, this is a really quick build to make, but it's going to be fantastic to use. I wish I'd made these sooner. So here I'm just checking to make sure I've got them exactly the same height, same length should I say. Now I'm just going to do a quick check, make sure they are perfect, and as you can see there, they have plopped on just nicely. But I don't want just metal sat on metal. I think that's going to cause a problem. I don't want any sharp edges on anything touching any sensitive areas on those gas struts. Okay, so to protect those gas struts, I'm going to use this. This is the kind of sticky back felt stuff that you put on the bottom of your chairs to stop them scraping laminate floor. I wish I'd kind of got some sticky back rubber for this, but these have worked out pretty cool. So so just measuring off there, just trying to get the exact height of the inside of that trough of the aluminium. So nice sharp Stanley blade, just checking there are the good height there. Got to make it look kind of neat really. So I'm just going to measure off 2 centimeter squares for these, because I think that's all I need to do. I'm just doing some pads at either end. I don't need it all the way down, it's a bit excessive. Plus these are kind of just oversized a little bit as well, so what will happen is you'll actually grip onto that gas strut as well, so it won't swing round and fall off, which is not ideal. So this is a really simple job again, just peel back the sticky back and stick those pads on. Now obviously you'll need another bit of this felt to go on the bottom there, because that's the bit that will actually rest on the top of the gas strut. So just another bit. So that's all that's actually touching the gas strut is these. So at one end I'm actually going to put an extra pad on the outside, because this is where this bracket will actually meet the black outside of the gas strut. So I just want to make sure that this isn't going to damage it in any way. At the other side it's just a metal bracket, so that's not going to be a problem, but I just want to take an extra precaution. So I'm making an end cap here. Yep, so that's going to form, I kind of made it slightly oversized and I'll trim it down later. Again, I do think rubber would have been a slightly better choice here. I was eyeing up the rubber pads, but I was being a bit cheap. I happen to have these in the house, so I just thought I'm going to use what I've got available, and maybe I can swap it out later. So I'm just going to now just make sure everything's firm and on there, but then I'm going to cut a little U shape effectively in there, so that'll allow the gas strut to actually slip inside there. So as you can see, I formed a nice little U shape there, and I have now made the other one as well. I've done all the felting for the other one, so I think these are ready to give them a bit of a test, because that's all it takes. They're really simple to build. So I'm going to keep them in the van all the time. I might actually make a little pouch for these to keep them together. So as easy as just lift up the tailgate a little bit, plop them in place, and they snap on there really nicely. As you can see, I've got that felt pad towards the black side there, just to protect that, and these look an absolute treat. So they're really sturdy. It's amazing how well they work. So I think we've got to address the elephant in the room here, is what the heck am I going to call these things? So here's a few ideas. I've done some name storming. I've gone for gas struts, gas strut brakes, tailgate keeper uppers, backdoor whatchamacallit, and those metal backdoor thingies. So I think one of those is, it's going to stick. So yeah, let's get on to trying them out. And for me, the reason why I've got this is because every now and then we want to kind of sit out the back of the van, not in the car park, not really, not a great place to camp, I'll be honest. And yeah, I can sit out the back now and have a nice cup of tea or do a bit of cooking outside the back of the van. I think this is an absolute result. So get out there and make yourself a pair of these little things. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.